Good morning. I hope everyone is having a wonderful morning today. I'm a little snuffly because pollen season. I have sinus and pollen issues, which makes me snuffly, which makes everyone look at me funny right now. Wow, it's a ghost town. So, it happened. Fun. I just left one client. I am on my way to do an errand, but I have one more client to do today, and then I have someone I'm watching their house because they're out of town, so that one won't cancel. But they're already, they already paid up for the month, and who knows what'll happen next month. My one client is like, go ahead and come by today because it's not fair to you, and I'm like, well, this isn't really fair to anybody, but it is what it is. And then that'll be it because her kids go to school and their schools are out for the next few weeks. And then I have another client who does not have kids, but any excuse to work from home, and that's what she's going to do, and I don't blame her because I would do that as well. And so today was her last day, and basically I pick up her dog and walk him down the street to doggy daycare. And I told him on the way down there, I said, your friends are probably not going to be here today. But he was still excited to go. And it was kind of sad because I knew it would be the last time I saw him for at least a few weeks, a couple weeks or so. Who knows? It's just sad. I almost cried. Silly me. Oh, he's such a cute little puppy. I don't know if you guys saw the puppy because it was kind of behind that bush, but he was so cute. He's so tiny. Basically, just sit here for a minute and talk. My plans are the Small Business Administration is putting out loans, but your area has to be declared a natural disaster by the governor for this incident before you can qualify for them. And I don't believe ours has, at least he hadn't as of yesterday when I looked. It wasn't listed as one of the states. So if that's what we do, I mean, if they do that, then I will do that. It's a low interest 3 point something percent loan if you don't have any business credit, and 2 point something if you do. And they'll loan a small business up to $2 million. I obviously do not, I mean, I'll take $2 million, but they're not going to give me $2 million, and I don't need $2 million. I only need a little bit to get through. So I'm going to try that. And I always also have delivery. The grocery delivery was off the chain yesterday. However, there wasn't anything on the stores to buy, so it didn't matter. That needs some time to even out. So I'll probably end up doing Grubhubs. Good morning, Samantha. Good morning, Mike. Mike, you might need an update to your iPod. Check that. Or it could just be everybody on the internet and it doesn't know what to do with itself. There's everybody at the ATM today. We're waiting to deposit a check. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to chat with everybody, and probably when I go up to the ATM, I'll just leave you all on here for a minute. I would put some music on, but knowing my luck, I'd get busted for that. So we can't do that. I can't afford to get busted. I'm almost to 2,000 views. Morning, Amy. So how is everything going in everyone else's part of the world? We all know that by now that everything's shut down. Yeah, that's the thing with Apple. It will do funny things if it doesn't update. The same with Windows. My boyfriend was complaining that his computer wouldn't even type. It was just so slow. So I went in, and sure enough, it needed an update. It just hadn't done it on its own yet. So I went ahead and did that. Did it do the update, or is there one waiting? It could go either way. Yeah, it probably is YouTube. It's probably something in the update doesn't like YouTube. That's usually what happens. Apple will do an update and they won't push it out to the app developers, and the app developers won't have time to update their apps to match the update that Apple pushed. It happens all the time. Just give it a day or two and it should work itself out. Okay, I'm going to run over to the ATM. I'm going to leave you guys on here for a minute. Hopefully my earpods will stay connected and you can still hear me. Hey, Danny. I'll be right back. And then we'll continue driving. I'm just going across the street really quick. I'm running in front of cars. Hopefully, I might get a little fuzzy because it's a little bit far from the car. But I don't want to bring you guys up to the ATM. There's things up here you don't need to see. Of course, now I want to touch my face. I never want to touch my face until I'm here, and now all of a sudden I want to touch my face. And I have an eyelash in my eyeball. And I'm done. Coming back to the car. Sanitizer out, sanitize my little fingers. I think I should sanitize the bottle too. Sanitized. Unlock the door before I try to open it. Oh wow, there's pollen all over my car. Yep, pollen season has started. Awesome sauce. I am back in the car. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, Danny, I'm going to take you guys outside of the car to show you. This is very little pollen. This is like the beginning of it. And I'm all sneezy and stuff already. Sorry about the bouncy. I'll try to hold it as smooth as I can. And hopefully this car will hurry up and go past me so I can get out of the car. Okay. Alright, I don't know if y'all can see that dust. Maybe you can kind of see it right there. I'm not going to touch it. There's dust. Yeah, you can see it right there. That yellow dust that looks like dirt. That's not dirt. That is pollen. And it's just the beginning. Yeah, it makes the rivers run green for St. Patrick's Day. And it makes it a paste. Oh, look at the puppy. The puppy's so cute. Yeah, I don't do Claritin. I do, that puppy is just adorable. I do, Singular. He's so cute. It's a little puppy. I do singular, generic version, and it's a maintenance medicine, so you have to start doing it early because it's not a take it now and it fixes you for the day kind of medicine. You have to build it up. But it works. It's an asthma medication, and it works for allergies. I was on, and I also do Flonase, generic form of Flonase at night before I go to bed. Otherwise, I wake up with migraines, and when it gets really bad, I still will, because I get sinus-induced migraines. What happens is my sinuses get irritated and they close, which is not fun at all. But I can't remember what medicine I was on before. One of the prescription allergy meds, it just didn't work. Singular works in conjunction with the Flonase. Danny's not that close. He's close in relative to all y'all, but he's not that close to me. He's probably about a 20 minutes to a half hour east, depending on the traffic. There's no traffic today, so you could probably make it over here in about 10-15 minutes. But there is surprisingly a few people out today. A few more people than I thought would be out. What time is it? 10:30. We'll go run over to the post office here. Yeah, what happened is when we had our real estate boom, everybody wanted, and I used to be in landscaping, and then I have a vocational horticulture degree, but it's northern region, so it's a lot different. But when we had our real estate boom and they were building and building and building and doing landscaping and all that, they wanted all the pretty flowers and the plants. Sadly, the pretty flowers and the plants are all male. Male plants give off pollen. So what you have is a whole bunch of male plants with a whole bunch of pollen with nowhere to go. And I've never seen this anywhere else but here. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen anywhere else, but I've never seen it to this extent anywhere else but here. When we learned landscaping in Ohio, we learned that you plant a mix of female-male plants, and some plants are asexual or reproduce themselves. But you plant a mix, otherwise the plants will die. That way they can replicate themselves, and it's healthier for the environment. I don't know why they didn't teach that down here. I am not sure what song you're talking about, Mike. I'm just rambling, and I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't know. Atlanta does not learn. They do whatever gets them the fastest buck and looks the best. The phrase "put lipstick on a pig" was meant for this city. My brother just posted something weird. Okay. But yeah, that phrase was meant for the city. It's all about perception. It's all about how people are perceived by others. Their self-worth they see in other people. They want the pretty flowers. They don't want the ugly flowers, even though it's better for the environment. And they don't put two and two together that if they would have done it right, then this wouldn't have happened. And they also do that with building. They went insane building things, and then there was no one to buy them. It's just, and then they did all the bad loans because they wanted to get bodies in houses. Wow, my email box is full of companies emailing me about what they're doing for coronavirus. Oh, it's been so long since I've seen that movie. I'm just sitting here looking at my notifications. We're going to go to check the post office box now. See what kind of hate mail we got. Hate mail is also known as bills. And we're going to be bad because I want to go out the way behind me. And the nice thing about Tiny Car, whee! This is the nice thing about Tiny Car. It's easy to turn it around, which is good for delivering. I am apparently going to be doing a lot of that gas station right there is a full service gas station. It is one of the few left in the world. It's the only gas station in downtown Decatur. And yes, it costs a little bit more. But they come and they pump your gas and they wash your windshield and all that stuff, just like the olden times from when I was little. I remember going with my dad to the Sunoco station and they always did that. So apparently, and he hasn't gotten his results yet, Charles Barkley is one of the presumptive cases listed for Atlanta. For some stupid reason, he was in New York and decided to come back here before going to the doctor. Yeah, I figured that's what it was, Mike. But yeah, Decatur can be fancy. The people here, they do have money. They do have high levels of intelligence. That's why our Walmart still has toilet paper. Um, and probably also why you still see all these people wandering around. You're like, ooh, free day home. I'm hungry. Another puppy. So I guess this year for Lent, everybody gave up touching their face. I don't know. The squirrels are running. I'm like, okay, it's our turn to take over the world. I have plans eventually to buy a house here in this area, I think. Downtown Decatur, if I stay here. If I stay here or I come back here. I like that I can go anywhere. I like that we have transit right here. I like that I like the people here, most of them, except for the idiots that like to be in the middle of the road. Um, you see this big sidewalk on the right? That's not a sidewalk, it's what's called a path. And it was built for bicyclists and joggers to use. And you see this man is not up on his path. It was built for him, but is in the road instead. It's very aggravating because they all want, the bicyclists, they want to get rid of all the cars on the road or complain about the cars on the road, but then we build a path for them to be on. They still don't use it. And I could go on a tangent about bicyclists, but I'm not going to. I'm going to behave. I'm definitely all for share the road, and I share the road, but share the road goes both ways, and that's all I'm going to say. Ouch, that car is missing a whole front end. This building on the right here is a wine shop, but they're going to do a lot of business this week. Oh, I almost forgot. Okay, so Georgia is very backwards in a lot of laws, mostly because the laws, if they pass them, the state will lose money. Now, to clarify, We only got, we're talking about alcohol sales. We only got Sunday sales a couple years ago. And it's for a limited window of time. Before that, you had to be a restaurant, excuse me, and you had to have a special permit to sell on Sunday, which was very expensive. In addition, they get money for DUIs and things like that, because the fines are, astronomical, which they should be, but they shouldn't look at it as income. The They cut down the 24-hour sales down in Atlanta, which I think, no, they didn't. They cut down the hours, but they still, okay. In Atlanta, in the city limits of Atlanta, you could buy alcohol 24 hours a day, except for Sunday. When it became midnight, you couldn't buy from midnight to midnight. Now you can buy from like noon to 4 or something like that. I don't really drink, so I don't know what the exact hours are. The other day, they finally passed a law in the Georgia House for alcohol delivery. It still has to go to the Senate, but what this means is we can deliver alcohol once everything passes and the law starts. People have been wanting that forever. I mean, I would run into people in Atlanta, or in the hotels in Atlanta, and be like, "Why can't I get alcohol? It's Sunday. Why can't I have alcohol delivered?" Because like where I come from in Ohio, I used to deliver alcohol. The rule was at the time, and it may have changed. It probably has. You had to buy food, but you could have alcohol delivered. And it's all beer and wine. There's no hard liquor being delivered in either place. Um, you had to buy food, but you could have alcohol delivered. So we would have people calling up and buying like a little side of roasted potatoes, which other places call them, we call them dojos, but other places call them potato wedges. They're just bigger and better. But they would order that and like 3 cases of beer. I made bank doing that because drunk people tip very well, especially when you're like 21 years old. I looked a lot better than I do now. But anyway, I digress. It is something that I really, really want them to do here, and that we could make a lot of money, because people have parties here and they don't want to have to go to the store and schlep and bring all this stuff home with them. I didn't think I would like the color of, you see that blue through the trees? That's actually a house. I kind of like that. It's grown on me a lot. But, so this is a good thing that we're going to have, especially in everything going on right now. Alcohol, and it's not, here it's not going to be overall like it was there, because here people have dinner parties and things like that. They want to have their things delivered to them while they're getting ready for the dinner party. So they can set up the dinner party, go get their hair done or whatever they want to do. Obviously, they have to be there to accept an alcohol delivery, because you have to look at their ID and all that good stuff. But we've been wanting this. I came into the city and started working for one of these companies in 2008. So people have been wanting it here for at least that long, if not longer. And then with the on-demand companies, it just, people get lucky sometimes and they'll get a driver that doesn't care. But I was working at a small town northwest of Atlanta in a pizza shop. And the thing that people used to like to do is they'd put a note on their order, "Please call me before you leave the store." And you call and they'd be like, "Can you stop and pick this up for me?" Um, Obviously, alcohol and cigarettes. Ooh, bird. You guys, there's a bird up there. I don't know if you can see him. I don't know. Where is he? There he is. Is that him? I'm having a hard time finding him in the thing, especially with the chat. The chat just pulled up. I can't see him. Okay. I hope you guys saw the bird. Uh, but the now I've lost my train of thought. Man, you know, they talk about squirrels, birds will get you too. Uh, but alcohol delivery would be great. Oh, people will have, you know, they'll have like their wine and their stuff like delivered to get ready for their barbecue or their party or what have you. Barbecues in the South are not like they are in the North. You will not find hot dogs and hamburgers on a barbecue down here. It is a production, to put it nicely. And to put it succinctly, yeah, it's just a production. I mean, you will have ribs, you will have steaks, you will have chickens, you will have big, huge things of the bird flew away of meat. You will never ever find hot dogs or hamburgers on a barbecue grill. Let's check chat now that I'm sitting still. Yeah, I don't get that whole you can't pump your own gas thing. My ex came from Jersey and his gas tank flap was broken because they don't take care. You would love my house, Mike, because you can listen to them play WWE on the roof. They really, really do. The squirrels, they run from one end of the roof to the other, and they tackle each other. You can hear them rolling. You can hear them screaming at each other. It's crazy time. Pennsylvania is a lot like Georgia in that the government loves to make money off its people. I noticed that. The taxes there were astronomical. Um, Atlanta does the same thing. I mean, we just finally a couple years ago got rid of the ad valorem tax. You pay a sales tax when you buy your car, and then you were expected to pay a sales tax every year when you renewed your tag, based on the value of your car. Which meant if you had a brand new high value car, you were spending $1,000 on your license plate every year. Finally, they declared that unconstitutional, and we don't get any refunds, of course. But they now we pay a tax when we buy our car and then just pay for the tag every year, which is like $20. Mike, that's mean. What if they broke their little leg when they fell? You're a meanie. Fall, squirrel, fall. I'm sleepy still. I'm not awake. I may have had way too much coffee. I have food here that I need to eat for breakfast. I haven't gotten around to it. We have drive-through liquor stores in Ohio. I was explaining this because we were watching a video of somebody driving around my hometown, and one was on there, and I was explaining it to my boyfriend, and he was like, "What?" So we don't have liquor stores that you can walk into. You have to drive in and pick up your alcohol, and then drive off. You drive in and tell them what you want, and they bring it, and they load it in your car, and you drive off. I know, Mike, I'm just giving you a hard time. Uh, but yeah, and that is a very strange option or strange thing to people not that if you don't grow up with it. How can you not walk into a liquor store? Why would you drive into a liquor store when you're not supposed to be drinking and driving? You can also in Ohio buy after hours, because I think they sold until like 10. You can walk into a bar and buy beer by the bottle. You cannot buy it by the 6-pack. They have to charge you each bottle for their normal bottle price. And it can't be open, and it has to be put in a brown paper bag, but you can buy I gotta get it when I can, Mike. But you can buy beers, bottles of beer to walk out with. Now down here in the city of Atlanta, they sell 24 hours, so it's that point is moot. But there's another reason not to touch your face right now, and that's pollen season. I need to find my eye drops. I can feel my eyes swelling shut with pollen. And one thing, it's very difficult to be, and Monarch Moments touched on this the other day. They're a great channel. If you haven't already, check them out. They touched on this the other day. To be Asian and have allergies right now is bad. But he hasn't said anything, so I asked him the other night, and they've been saying stuff to him at work. And I don't know if they're just joking around or what. But when they say things at work, or if he sneezes or if he coughs or anything, they just look at him because he's Asian. And just because it started in China doesn't mean it's an Asian issue. I mean, everyone carries it. It's not if you're Asian you carry it. And that's something that a lot of people fail to realize. It's just like back in the day when they had the internment camps in California for all the Asians. It's fear mongering and it's dumb. And we're better than that. We should be better than that. It's 2020. We should be so much better than that. And I think that's enough for that soapbox. I mean, it's never enough, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I came from an animal. I mean, it's been around forever. The virus is not new. It just came from an animal and mutated into humans, which most viruses will do eventually. They're going to mutate and run their gamut. Um, but to sit there and blame somebody just because, I mean, literally a half a world away, I haven't heard that. Excuse me, I haven't heard any blame that we've started it. Now, I've heard that a lot of rumors and stories, and a lot of them are even coming, actually started in Asia, because he talks to a lot of people back home and saying that China was trying to weaponize something and it got out of control, got out of hand. Yeah, in my little town here, it's not going to happen. Most, they might give them funny looks, just I mean, it's human nature, but they're not going to discriminate against them. Probably they'll go out of the way to do the opposite. Um, the other side, out in the suburbs and stuff, I would not necessarily the same deal. Um, there's a Chinese restaurant in New York called, is it Jing Hong? Jing Wong? I don't remember the name of it now. Jing something. It's been there for 48 years. 48 years, and they had to close. And they didn't just close for a minute, they had to close down because nobody was going there and they lost so much money. And that's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's sad. We should be better than that. I like that here is the exact opposite of that, and people go out of their way to do things. But what I worry about now is like Emory University closed. And Emory University, and this Georgia system of the universities, so all of them are closed and going to online school. But Georgia State, Georgia Tech, the university, or Emory University, have a very, very large international contingent. And they've already paid for their housing. Even the non-international, they've already paid for their housing. The students that are staying in the dorms and such, they've paid for their housing already. What are they supposed to do? Where are they supposed to go? Emory is doing, I don't know if Georgia State and Georgia Tech are, but Emory is telling everyone they have to leave campus. They don't have anywhere to go. It's just craziness. But I need to get moving. I don't even know if it's prejudice as much as it is stupidity. I just you can't call it prejudice when these people haven't hated Asians all their life. It's stupidity and racism, but I don't think it's prejudice. Prejudice is when you have a preconceived notion about a group of people. I think it's more long term. I mean, you develop prejudice over time. You don't develop it because in a week. It's not. I don't think I would call it prejudice. It's racist. A thing can be racist when you're not. I mean, you can have one thing that you do be racist, even if overall you're not, whether by accident or on purpose. But I don't think you could call it prejudice. No, I'm just thinking out loud, Samantha. Don't apologize. Never apologize for your thoughts or voicing your thoughts. They're your thoughts. You're allowed to have them. And that's just what I'm doing is going into my thoughts. Was your photo shoot today or is it upcoming? I apologize. I'm not very good with specific memories or memorizing specific things. I have a tendency of forgetting. Yeah, they canceled that last night. The PGA canceled a bunch of stuff. The thing is, Augusta, uh, a lot of people come from everywhere for that. And most of them stay over here and drive over. It's 2 hours east of here. My friend that I was talking about yesterday in film, hopefully they'll have everything situated. My friend that I was talking about yesterday that's doing his film on location, they've halted production or suspended production until they pushed it to mid-June. And he's heartbroken because all the dreams in his life have led him to here. This is like his ultimate dream. And I'm sure he feels like he's, running in quicksand to try to get this dream to see the light of day. He has a short on Amazon right now called Ellie, Elly. And eventually the movie, he changed the name. It's a short that he put out there to try to make the movie, and it won so many awards and so many film festivals. And it's going to be called, the final movie is going to be called Final Cut, but his other movie, he's written 3 scripts. I think the last one is still a work in progress, but this one, the On Location, is the one that's getting made first. But the short for Ellie is a different movie, and that already is made, and you can find that on Amazon. I will try to post a link to it in the comments later today. If I forget, please remind me. And also, I was just going there, Mike. My friend Joe, he's a local friend in Atlanta. Yeah, they think once the it's gonna act like the flu and go away once the temperatures get up there. But yeah, my friend Joe he's local to Atlanta. He goes and hikes up in the mountains, the North Georgia mountains, and he may go up into Tennessee as well, or North Carolina, or South Carolina. That's South Carolina. No, that's North Carolina. Um, but he goes up in there and hikes and records his hikes and shows the trails. He is also an avid bicyclist, and he runs a podcast for that. And I don't know if he links that on his thing or not, but he does tweet about it. But yeah, definitely, if you guys would go check Joe out, it would be great. I've put a link to his channel on my Twitter feed. My Twitter is, you should be able to find it if you search Dances with Goofy on Twitter. If not, look for Social Misfit ATL, all one word. I think I changed it to Dances with Goofy, all one word. So, and if not, it should be linked at the bottom. And yeah, it'll be linked. It's already linked at the bottom of the video in the information section. But that would be awesome if you guys go and watch his videos. Let him know that I sent you in the comments. He, as of yesterday, had hit 300 subscribers, so I'm trying to get him up to closer to at least 500. I don't know if I have that full, but we'll try. So I'm going to go in and get my mail, and then I'm going to go off and take care of my other dog, my last doggies for the week. And maybe get some lunch. Or actually, I have a banana to eat. I need to eat that. I just don't want to eat it on the stream and chew in your ears. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Stay safe. Have fun. Stay sane. Thank you for the follow on Twitter, Samantha. That is awesome. That means you found me. Looking at my little notifications here. But I do need to get moving. It is almost 11 o'clock. I will definitely follow you back, Samantha. And I will see all of you guys later in the streams. And if I don't, have a wonderful, wonderful day. You too, Amy. Yeah, I don't. I'm still working. Well, I have a liquid breakfast. I do coffee for breakfast. I can't eat when I first get up. I'm gonna go get the mail, eat my banana, go walk a dog, go check a house, and then figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. So you guys have a great day. Thank you for visiting me, and I will see you later. Don't forget to bop that like button, bop that like button. Me too, Samantha. Me too. And I'm going to bop this little button to end the stream, and I will see y'all later.